कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजम् ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाचिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ सहस्रपरमा देवी शतमूला शताङ्कुरा सर्वगं हरतु मे पापं दुर्वादुःस्वप्ननाशनी काण्डात् Panda Prarohanti Parushah Parushah Pari Eva no durve pratanu sahasrena shatena cha Ya shatena pratanoshi sahasrena virohasi Tasya aste devishtake vidhema havishavayam Ashvakrante rathakrante vishnukrante vasundhara Shirasa dharayishyami rakshassamam pade pade Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Sai. Welcome to this online celebration of Buddha Poornima 2022. How fortunate we are to celebrate this auspicious occasion by learning of the teachings of the Buddha and what Swami has said in his divine discourses. The Buddha explained that the cause of all suffering is ignorance of the Four Noble Truths and also our desires. The Eightfold Path is a means to bring that suffering to an end, and the first path is right vision. The Eightfold Path is a means for consummation of a life that is sacred. It is a means to achieve liberation or nirvana. In a divine discourse on the 5th of February 1998, Bhagwan explained how the Buddha had come to realize that in order to lead a sacred life, one must achieve mastery over one's senses. The Buddha spent his life teaching, and the teachings of the Buddha have spread to all corners of the world. In his last days, he spoke to Ananda, his cousin, and the gathered monks, and he explained to them the transience of worldly pleasures and the meaninglessness of a routine, mundane life. He urged them to live in accordance with their conscience. In a discourse on the 11th of May 1998, Swami explained the essence of the Buddha's teachings in this way. See no evil, see what is good. Hear no evil, hear what is good. Speak no evil, speak what is good. Think no evil, think what is good. Do no evil, do what is good. The teachings have been gifted to us to help us on our own spiritual lives and our own journey towards nirvana. It is up to us to make the effort, to put into practice, and to transform all the evil within us into goodness. Let this occasion be an opportunity to reaffirm our convictions, our determination to reach our ultimate goal, self-realization. Om Sri Sai Ram.
Sabba papassa akaranam
Sabba papassa akaranam
kusalassa upasampada
kusalassa upasampada
sacitta pariyodapanam
sacitta pariyodapanam
etam buddhana sasanam
etam buddhana sasanam.
bangsa yang adi budaya namun budaya. Dalam kesempatan yang berbahagia ini, saya Ibu Hadijah dari Wihara Dharma Cakra Buddhist Center mengucapkan selamat merayakan Tri Suci Masa yang ke-2566 Buddhist Era kepada saya Studi Firu. Janganlah berbuat jahat, tambahlah kebajikan, sucikan hati dan pikiran. Itulah ajaran para Buddha. Semoga kita semuanya dimanapun kita berada, semoga kita semuanya sehat selalu dan terbebas dari mara bahaya. Semoga semua makhluk hidup berbahagia. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Om Shri Sai Ram. I am Subhash Ilangavan from Malaysia, the Zone for Young Adults Coordinator. We have just heard from Venerable Bante Adika from Indonesia. We are delighted to also have the following Venerable monks who will share their good wishes later in this program. Venerable Gunaratna from Singapore, Venerable Dunukewate Jinananda Thero from Sri Lanka, Venerable Saranakara Mahatra from Malaysia, Venerable Sikiria Subito Thero from Hong Kong. We thank them for their valuable greetings. Jai Sai Ram.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Vesak greeting from Singapore, from Sri Lanka Buddhist Temple. Satyasai International Society. For all the devotees, members, well-wishers, wish all of you happy Vesak. Vesak Day is the day human heart transcended, gone beyond the ordinary greed and hatred, what we call lobha and dosa. Under the Bodhi tree in Buddha on this special day, what do we call Buddha Poornima? The heart of the Buddha, the brain of the Buddha, reach to the fullness, completion of love, compassion, and joy. And on that day, the Buddha had reached enlightenment. Vesak Day, being devotional Buddhists, we remember the date of the birth of the Buddha. It happened on Vesak full moon day. Date of enlightenment, emancipation, liberation from all the conflicts, perplexities, defilements, and also the date of final passing away, that is the end of birth, the immortal state attained by the Buddha. So we call it Triple Blessed Day. Three Mangala. We wish all of you health, wealth, protection, peace, happiness, goodwill, and harmony among all of us. Triple Thing bless you. Bodhisattvas, aspirants of enlightenment, guide you. Devas, divine power, protect you.
Namo tassa, namo tassa,
Namo tassa, namo tassa,
namo tassa, namo tassa,
namo tassa, namo tassa,
namo tassa, tassa Gautama Buddha. Namo tassa Gautama Buddha. Namo tassa Gautama Buddha. Namo tassa Gautama Buddha. Hail to the enlightened one. Hail to the enlightened one. Praises to our blessed Lord, showing us the righteous way.
Praises to our blessed Lord, showing us the righteous way.
Joyously we sing to Thee with hearts so full of love.
Joyously we sing to Thee with hearts full of love.
Oh, what glorious light shine forth from Lord Buddha's calm, gentle face.
Oh, glorious light shine forth from Lord Buddha's calm, gentle face.
Unfolding the middle path for man's enlightenment.
Unfolding the middle path for man's enlightenment.
Meditate upon His Dharma, cultivate the truth within.
Meditate upon His Dharma, cultivate the truth within.
Buddha's radiant light shall lead us to the abode of nirvana bliss.
Buddha's radiant light shall lead us to the Lord of Nirvana bliss.
Meditate upon His Dharma, cultivate the truth within.
Meditate upon His Dharma, cultivate the truth within.
Buddha's radiant light shall lead us to the abode of nirvana bliss.
Buddha's radiant light shall lead us to the Lord of Nirvana bliss.
Namo tassa, namo tassa.
Namo tassa, namo tassa.
Namo tassa, namo tassa.
Namo tassa, namo tassa.
Namo tassa, namo tassa. Namo tassa, namo tassa. Namo tassa Gautama Buddha.
Equanimity of mind. Every man aspires for happiness and wants to avoid sorrow. But in this world, truth and untruth, righteousness and unrighteousness, justice and injustice pass and change with time. Man should have faith in the ultimate principle, out of which both good and evil arise. Every day, man experiences happiness and sorrow, welcomes affections and aversions, and invites worries and misery. How can man be at peace under these conditions? The true man is one who believes in equanimity in both pain and pleasure. In the same way as one welcomes happiness, he should be able to welcome sorrows also. Buddha, for all of us, symbolizes wisdom compassion, and absolute reality. Equanimity of mind is best understood when we observe Buddha's reaction to events and non-events in his life. His sense of compassion moves us with its sheer purity and simplicity. There is one little example for this, and let us share with you a day from the life of Buddha. Gautama Buddha was going through a forest towards a town. On the way, he saw a cool stream where he washed his hands and feet and then sat under a tree in meditation. The king of the town was going on horseback by the same way. As he was always at war with other kings to enlarge his own kingdom, his heart was full of hatred, fear, and jealousy. Seeing that a sannyasin was sitting idle with closed eyes under a tree, he got down from the saddle and started shouting angrily at Buddha. "Oh, sannyasin, open your eyes and see who stands in front of you. Even a king like me doesn't sit idle. You sannyasins, feed yourself on others' labor and preach idleness to others as well." Speaking in this tone, he went on pouring hot words of anger and abuse on Gautama till he himself felt tired and exhausted. Gautama, who was calm all the time, slowly opened his eyes and with a smile said to the king, "Sit down, my son. Surely you are tired and thirsty. May I fetch you cool water from that stream?" The king was stunned by these soft and sweet words of love. He immediately felt that the sannyasin must be the great Prince Siddhartha, who had left the pleasures of the palace in search of peace and then become the Buddha or the Enlightened One. So he fell at the sannyasin's feet and said, "Please forgive me my grave mistake. Tell me how, in spite of all my anger and abuse, you are so quiet and calm and even so loving towards me." The Buddha said, "My son, suppose you offer a plateful of sweets to another, and he doesn't accept it. Where does it go then?" Prompt came the answer for the king. "Of course, it goes back to the giver." "Then, don't you see that I haven't accepted a single word of all that you said? How then can those words hurt me?" The king now felt sure that the sannyasin was no other than the Buddha himself. Bowing down, he said again, "Oh, Enlightened One, please show me the way to real happiness." Buddha's eyes gleamed with the light of divine wisdom, and he said, "My son, anger, greed, jealousy, fear, and all such passion rob man of all his happiness. Contentment, peace, and love are the basis of true happiness in life. He who has no contentment and peace is a beggar. He who doesn't help and serve others with love is an idler. He who always wears the crown of contentment, peace, and love for all, is the King of Kings, because he alone has found true happiness in life. The king gratefully prostrated before the Buddha and said, "Accept me, O Buddha, as your disciple. From today, you are my master. Lead, and I will follow." Bhagwan Baba says, "Be like the tortoise that can live in water or on land." That is to say, cultivate the inner calm that helps you remain with the thought of God. Whether you are alone or in a crowd, the true inner solitude is when you are not aware of the crowd around you. When you are able to remain undisturbed by others, then you have perfect inner solitude. Jai Sai Ram.
Wishing all my dear brothers and sisters happy Buddha Poornima. Sai Ram.
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ The best moral practice is patience and forbearance. Nibbana is supreme, said the Buddhas. A bhikkhu will not harm others. The one who harms others is not a bhikkhu. Saira. I am Wararak Chumsai, Na Ayutthaya from Thailand. Wishing you all have a happy Visakha Bhusha Day.
Om Sri Sai Ram. Dear brothers and sisters, we have with us today Dr. Narendranath Reddy, who is the chairman of the Sri Satyasai International Organization. Dr. Narendranath Reddy is a medical specialist in endocrinology. He is a fellow of the American College of Physicians and the American College of Endocrinologists. It is my pleasure and privilege to invite Dr. Narendranath Reddy to deliver the keynote address of the theme for this year's Buddha Poornima celebrations, namely the Noble Eightfold Path, the way to inner peace. Jai Sai Ram.
With love, gratitude, and reverence, I offer my prayerful pranams at the divine lotus feet of our dearest, loving, and omnipresent Lord, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you, I wish all of you a happy and holy Buddha Poornima, filled with love, peace, and bliss. This is a special day, a thrice blessed day, because this is the full moon day in the month of Vaishakha, when the Lord Buddha was born in Lumbini, and this is the day when he attained enlightenment in Bodha Gaya, and this is the day he attained parinirvana in Kushinara. Buddha was the embodiment of love, compassion, and sacrifice. He showed us, all the spiritual seekers, how to attain nirvana or liberation. In the scripture Brahma Sutras, it is said there are 4 qualifications to attain liberation or nirvana. Number 1 is viveka, the fundamental discrimination to know the real from the unreal. Second is vairagya, dispassion, renunciation. And third is shat sampati, development of 6 noble virtues. And finally, the most important is mumukshatva, intense longing and desire for liberation. Lord Buddha's life exemplified all of this. First, he had this viveka to see that the leading luxurious royal life with all the comforts is temporary and impermanent and with full of pain. And he witnessed the fact of life of old age, sickness, pain, and suffering and death. So then he wanted to know the truth. Then he developed dispassion, vairagya. He right away renounced the kingdom and the wonderful family life he had in search of the truth. And then next came development of shat sampati, noble virtues. He had controlled his body, mind, senses, and exercised forbearance and equanimity till he pursued the goal supreme. And finally is the mumukshatva. He has that intense longing, intense desire to attain the goal. So he worked in many austerities, penance, but finally he realized the best way to do go is inward path. That is the way he went into deep meditation and contemplation and self-inquiry, and then he became enlightened. Then the Prince Siddhartha becomes the enlightened Buddha. But the journey doesn't stop there. So he was enlightened, but he wants others to be enlightened because he has so much love and compassion for the whole humanity. That is the example we have in Lord Buddha, love and compassion for all beings. Then he taught the 4 noble truths to all the humanity. The first noble truth is dukkha, kshenikam, that life is temporary and full of suffering. What is this suffering? He found suffering in birth, in old age, sickness, in pain, and also suffering if you don't get what you want, and you get what you don't want, and the unfulfilled desires. All these are cause of suffering. He's witnessed this, all this suffering. Then the second noble truth, why do you have this suffering? His inquiry, why do you have this suffering? He's found the truth, tanha, the desire is the root cause. That is why Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 says that root cause for all suffering is desire. Desire leads to anger, attachment, delusion, and finally the destruction. So that is the root evil. But there is another beautiful doctrine in Buddhism, doctrine of dependent origination. This is where they talk about the 12 links, where these are called 12 nidanas. So it is a beautiful chain link, very logical. The first link is avidya, ignorance, because everything starts with ignorance. Then they go on various things, karma, then jati, cycle of birth and death, and finally the 12th link is jara and mrityu, that is old age and death. So these links, though they are interrelated, the very fact, the minute the first link, avidya, is gone, all the links collapse. Everything is gone. All the suffering instantly goes away. That is the beauty of this wonderful doctrine. Actually, you can see a parallel in Vedanta also, where we say tamasoma jyotirgamaya, lead me from darkness to light. Because when it is dark, you may confuse a rope to be a snake. But the minute you put the light, you realize it is a rope. So all your anxiety, fear, your heart beating fast, all that is instantly gone the minute the light is there. That is why the light of wisdom, the minute it dawns, the darkness of ignorance is gone. And then he talked about the third noble truth. Yes, there is suffering. The cause of suffering we know, but you can end the suffering. That is the wonderful conviction. So we are hopeful that we can end the suffering. And what is the fourth noble truth? That shows the path, how to end the suffering. That is the eightfold path. Ashtamarga, they call that. So the first one is Samyak Drishti, right vision. Second is Samyak Sankalpa, right thinking. Third is Samyak Vak, right speech. Then fourth is Samyak Karma, right action. Fifth is Samyak Jivanam, right living. Then sixth is Samyak Vyayama, right effort. And then seventh, very important, Samyak Sati, right mindfulness. And eighth is Samyak Samadhi, right concentration, or also people call it right meditation. We don't have much time to dwell on all these things, but just I will touch few of them, which Swami also emphasized in his divine discourses during Buddha Poornima. He said one should have the right vision. Samyak Drishti is the most important requisite for all spiritual seekers. He says, what you see makes the impressions on your mind. So where the glasses of love, everything you will see as love. And where the glasses of jnana, wisdom, everything will be looking divine. Everything is permeated by God. Next comes Samyak Sankalpa, very important, thinking. Yes, they say, Yadbhavam Tadbhavati. As you think, so you become. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. If you think you are God, you'll realize that you are God. So thoughts, positive, divine thoughts are very important. Then comes Samyak Vak, speech. When we speak, Swami said you should first say whether it is necessary to speak. If it is necessary to speak, you need to verify, is it truthful? Then, is it sweet? Is it soft? And is it helpful to somebody? Don't talk for the sake of talking. Say, is it helpful to somebody in some way? Then only we should talk. And also, it should be to the point, not to be verbose. And also, we should never indulge in slander, calumny, finding faults in our speech. That is Samyak Vak. Then Samyak Karma. We all are involved in some deeds, acts from morning to evening. Always do these acts for helping other people. And dedicate all those acts to the Lord. When you are dedicating the Lord, obviously we will do only good deeds. Next is Samyak Jivanam. How do you right living? What is right living? There in Buddhism, they talk about the Chatur Brahma Vihara. That is, how to live. Number one is Maitri. Friendship with all. Have friendship with everybody. And then next is Karuna, the compassion for the less fortunate ones. And Lord Buddha, there are many innumerable examples in his life. We can go on talking, but I can at least show one example from his childhood, how his compassion was for all beings, not only humans. When he and his cousin Devadatta, they were going in the forest, then suddenly Lord Buddha, that time Siddhartha, he shows on the sky a swan. And he says, see the swan. And this cousin Devadatta, before he said that already, he shoots an arrow to hit the swan. And the swan falls on the ground. And this Siddhartha was very hurt. He went and right away rushed there. He was the first one to go, took away the arrow and healed the wound. And then meanwhile, that cousin Devadatta comes running and claiming this is my bird because I shot it first. Then they have a judgment and the judge very correctly says, it always belongs to the one who is not killing but who is healing. He healed the bird and made it whole and let the swan fly back. That is the compassion, even as a little child, he had for all beings. Then comes the mudita. That means always be happy when others are happy. That will get rid of our envy and jealousy for others. And finally, upecha. That means indifference to people who attack us, criticize us. So you always, as Lord Buddha says, when you don't accept that, it goes back to the giver. That is the way you need to live. And then the next important thing is samyak sati. This is right mindfulness. This is very much emphasized in Buddhism, and also nowadays in many of the spiritual conferences, people talk about this right mindfulness for a peaceful and happy living. And finally, the important thing is samyak samadhi. That means right concentration or deep meditation wherein you are in tune with the highest. And Swami gave a beautiful explanation for this samadhi. Samadhi. Sama means equal. Dhi is mindedness. That means being equal-minded in all situations. That means whether it is honor or dishonor, or pain or pleasure, praise or blame, profit or loss, everything you take as a gift from the Lord, as His prasad, with equanimity and beautiful smile. Then you're always in bliss. This is the way to follow the Eightfold Path. On May 13th, 2006, in the Buddha Poornima discourse, Swami said that we are all Buddhas. So let us practice the Eightfold Path sincerely and with intensity. And let us pray that by the grace of Lord Buddha and Lord Sai, we attain enlightenment in this very lifetime and become Buddhas. Jai Sai Ram.
May we reach you this moment like the morning dew in the sunlight. May we hear you, Lord Buddha. May your words remove illusion from our minds. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme like a tiny drop of dew or a bubble in a stream, like a flash of lightning in a summer cloud, like a flickering
Om Sai Ram. My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of my most beloved Mother Sai for giving me this opportunity to share this blessing which I received on 30th October 1983. In mid-October, by divine grace, I visited Puttaparthi with another family who was planning to migrate due to riots. Most of the Samiti members had already gone to Put Prashanti Nilayam. Once we went there, we planned to meet the Samiti crowd and ask Swami for a group interview. As planned, the next day itself, Swami called us for an interview. I was not a Samiti member then, but was holding the designation as a chairperson of a Sai devotional group. Therefore, I was able to join the group. I was lucky enough to enter the room first and occupy the place closest to the divine seat. Swami addressed the group in Tamil language. Although everyone was fluent in English and was able to converse, I was the only person who couldn't understand what Swami was talking about in Tamil. But in between, Swami used one or two English words also, like service activities in this individual. And I saw Swami imitating also by putting the two hands like this and moving from side to side and smiling and talking. I saw that also. Anyway, while watching that also, I was enjoying the grace of the divine lotus feet and the robe by touching and embracing as if a little child was playing with the child's own mother. I was playing with Swami's feet. Once the discussion was over, Swami turned to me and said, "You continue with the good work you are doing," and placed the divine palm on my head and continued to say, "I am always with you. I am always with you. I am always with you." And we came out. Then the Samiti members asked me for details of what Swami had mentioned about the service activities I had done about 10 years back. So Swami has been mentioning all this to these members and said, "If you all don't know to manage, you ask this individual." That's the word I heard in English while Swami was discussing. This individual. Ask this individual. And then service activities, Swami has mentioned about me. He had been talking about me all that time. And telling that's probably why Swami spoke in the Tamil language so that I don't understand what Swami was telling them. Here I wish to say, to win Swami's grace, we must all be very gracious enough to serve the needy people and continue. I wish to continue. I will always continue with the good work I am doing. I have always been doing. Thank you and Jai Sai Ram.
Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Homage to the Blessed One, to the Exalted One, to the fully enlightened One who brought the Four Noble Truths to this world. Life is suffering. Desires are cause of suffering. We can end such suffering, and the way to end all suffering is through following the Noble Eightfold Path. Sai Ram, dear brothers and sisters, I am Brother Anurag from Singapore, wishing one and all a very enlightening Buddha Poornima. Jai Sai Ram.
Guna Sangha
Om Sai Ram, brothers and sisters. The Taiwan Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation is a volunteer-based international non-governmental humanitarian organization. It was founded by Dharma Master Chen Yen in 1966. Tzu Chi's main mission is to relieve the sufferings of those in need and to create a better world for all. Currently, Tzu Chi operates in 57 countries and has close to 2 million volunteers worldwide. It is my pleasure and privilege to invite Brother Xiao Ki Hong, the Deputy CEO of the Kuala Lumpur Selangor chapter of the Taiwan Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation, to address all of us.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Kuala Lumpur Selangor Taiwan Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation and our CEO, Sister Echo Chen, we are sending our warmest greeting and well wishes to Sri Satya Sai International Organization for organizing Buddha Poornima 2022 virtual celebration today. Buddha Poornima, also known as Vesak Day and Buddha Bathing Day, is an extremely auspicious and joyous day in Buddhism. It is to honor and commemorate the birth of Lord Buddha on this day. All of us, Buddhists and non-Buddhists alike, can find inspiration in the Buddha's great compassion and kindness to all sentient beings. Lord Buddha's compassion contains important concepts in relation to human beings regardless of race, religion, gender, and nationality. We understand this year Buddha Poornima celebration is online and the theme is the Noble Eightfold Path, the way to inner peace. It is about the way to the cessation of suffering and acquiring inner peace and tranquility. With that in mind and Buddha's teaching that all sentient beings have the same innate Buddha nature in us and the widespread of COVID-19 pandemic for the last few years, it is necessary for us to adopt and promote vegetarian diet to protect and love all living beings and the environment. Lastly, we sincerely appreciate and grateful to SSSIO for your effort to continue to propagate Buddha's great compassion and kindness to all Buddhists and non-Buddhists alike for the good of the people and the society so that there will be harmony and less man-made and natural disaster in this world. Once again, let us congratulate SSIO for holding this virtual celebration to honor this auspicious day of honoring the Lord Buddha. We wish everyone happy Buddha Poornima. Kan earn.
මගේ ප්‍රධාන ඉල්ලීමක්ව තිබුණා ශ්‍රී සත්‍යසායි බාබාතුමන් දකින්න යන්න අවශ්‍යයි කියලා. ඔතනදී මට එක්කෙනෙක් සඳහන් කළා ඔබට මොකටද ස්වාමි හම්බ වෙන්න? මම ස්වාමිගේ තියෙන බලවත්කම හඳුනා ගන්නයි ආවේ. මා ළඟට ඇවිදilla ස්වාමිගේ ඇඳුම මෙතෙන්ම කළා. අත මුලටම ගත්තා. අරගෙන මම පැහැදිලි කරලා විභූති ටික මගේ අතට දුන්නා. මේක ලොකු විමසිල්ලකට භාජනය වුණා හිටපු කණ්ඩායමේ. ඒ ඔක්කොම එක එක්කෙනා ස්වාමී එතනින් නිකතුණාට පස්සේ දර්ශන ඉවරුණාට පස්සේ මම ළඟට ඇවිදilla ඇහුවා ඇයි ඔයාට එහෙම කළේ? මම හිතේ සැකයක් තිබුණා මට උගන්වලා තිබුණා යම් යම් උදවිය ඔය මැවීම් කරන්නේ ඕව අතේ හංගගෙන තියාගෙන ඉඳලා දෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා කියලා මගේ යටි හිතේ යමක් තිබුණා ඒක ස්වාමී දැක්කා. දැකපු දේ පැහැදිලි කරලා හංගගෙන ඉඳලා නෙමෙයි මෙන්න අතින්මයි දෙන්නේ කියන එක පැහැදිලි කරලා කියලා මම කට්ටියට කිව්වා. ඉතින් ඒකට බව නිදුසුණක් සඳහන් කරන්න ඕන ස්වාමීගේ දේශනයක් මම ඇහුවා. ඔබ කැමතිද ඔබේ අම්මා නැවත අම්මා බවට පත් වෙනවට? බොහෝ දෙනා ඔව් කිව්වා. මට කියන්න වචනයක් නැහැ මම කතා නැතුව හිටියා. එතකොට අර ඔක්කොටම මහා අපරාධයක් කරන්නේ. මහා අපරාධයක්. අම්මා ආයතරයක් ගෑනු ළමෙක් වෙනවට ඉපදෙනවට කැමතිද? මව් කුසක දසමාසයක් ඉන්නවට කැමතිද? මෙහෙම අහගෙන ගිහිල්ලා ගෑනු දඩුවෙක් කියලා විඳින වද වේදනා ඔක්කොම අම්මට දීලා අම්මගේ බඩේ ආපහු මාස 10ක් විතර තියාගෙන වද දෙන්න කැමතිද? අම්මා ගැන මෙහෙම කතා කළා. මට හරියට හිතට වැදුනා. ඒ වැදිච්ච කතාව තේරුම් අරගෙන මොකද අම්මට කරන්න ඕනේ? අම්මට මෝක්ෂේ පතන්න. අම්මට මෝක්ෂේ පතන්න කියන එක තමයි දේශනා කළේ. දෙවෙනි දවසක මට ස්වාමිට දෙන්න ඕනකම තිබුණා මේ සෑරදුන්ගේ ප්ලෑන් එක. එතකොට ස්ලැබ් එක දාලා තිබුණා සෑරුන්ගේ ප්ලෑන් එකෙම වැඩ කරගෙන යන්න විදිහක් නැහැ. ප්ලෑන් එක අරගෙන ගිහිල්ලා මම ෆයිල් එක තියාගෙන ඉන්නකොට ස්වාමී මට මේ ඔළුවෙන් මෙහෙම අඩ ගැහුවා. මම ගිහිල්ලා ෆයිල් එක දෙනකොට මගේ අත මෙහෙම තද්දට මිරිකගෙන හිටියා. මම හිතනවා මහත්තයාට මිරිකන්න බෑ මගේ අත තදයි තරම්. ඒ තරම් හයියෙන් මිරිකන්න බෑ. මම හුදුටම තදයි. මගේ ඇඟ සීතල වෙලා ගියා. මට හිතුණා හැබැවින්ම මට ලොකු ආශිර්වාදයක් ලැබුණා. දැන් මගේ වැඩ ඔක්කොම ඉදිරියේ ඒව හරියාවි කියලා යට කල්පනාවක් ආවා. ශ්‍රී සත්‍ය සායි බාබාතුමා වෙනුවෙන් මෙවර 2566 වෙනි වෙසක් උත්සවයේ නිමිති කරගෙන පවත්වන සියලුම කටයුතු වඩා සාර්ථක කරගන්නට ඔබ හැම දිනාටම ජාත්‍යන්තර මට්ටමින් ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන හැම දිනාටම ශක්තිය ධෛර්යය ලැබේවා තුනුරුවන්ගේ සරණ ලැබේවා ශ්‍රී සත්‍ය සායි බාබාතුමාගේ පිහිට ආශිර්වාදය ලැබේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ත්වන් සරණයි සායිරාම.
God is right.
I cannot understand this. The world is so strange. Why should there be any difference? We are also human, but we are always being treated with dislike. The palace officials always look down on our work. Our sight is a bad omen to them. Okay, I must hurry up before anyone comes this way. Oh, most blessed, please do not come near. I am an untouchable, a low-caste cleaner. We are not supposed to be seen by high-caste noblemen. Oh, pardon me, please. I didn't want to pollute you and make your day unholy.
Son, on our way to awakening, we do not distinguish between castes. You are a human being just like the rest of us. We cannot distinguish on the basis of caste. Follow the noble eightfold path. The eightfolds are right view, right resolve, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Only greed, hatred, and delusion can pollute us. In this path of awakening, caste no longer exists, as rivers lose their identity when they merge with the sea. A person who leaves home to follow this eightfold way leaves the caste behind, whether he was born a Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaishya, or Shudra. To understand the truth, being ordained as a bhikkhu is most beneficial.
Look, isn't that Sunita, the low caste?
Oh my, yes, that is Sunita. He must have met Buddha and become a bhikkhu.
Buddha preached a completely different dharma. There is no high caste or low caste. One is never born as a good or bad person by birth, nor can he be a Brahman or outcast by birth.
Then, our society always had this caste system.
Yes, but according to Buddha, it is by their deed one becomes a Brahmin or an outcast.
Nachacha vasalu hoti Nachacha hoti brahmano Kammana vasalu hoti Kammana hoti brahmano
our beloved Swami also emphasized that it is our conduct and love that matters most. There is only one caste, the caste of humanity.
Happy Vesak to all of you, brothers and sisters. Satisai Council Malaysia again this year to organize join with the International Satisai Council. The main objective of this function to maintain religious harmony and unity. That's one of the uniqueness in Malaysian spirit. Malaysia coexisting various religious groups in peaceful manner. We are the best place to send message, unity, harmony in this country. Brothers and sisters, Satisai Council Malaysia doing wonderful services towards mankind. Welfare activities, religious activities, education activities, which is benefit to many Malaysian citizens as well as for the overseas. They are able to carry the message to the whole world. Various international organizations, they take the leading role. Brothers and sisters, you continue wonderful community work. You continue wonderful your religious work to maintain harmony, unity for the mankind. At the same time, this is the message of Buddha. This is the message of the each and every religious leaders. Hope this whole world will be peaceful. May the Vesak bring a lot of joy, happiness to all of you. Thank you very much.
I'm so busy trying to look for a job. I just don't have time to do anything else. Jobs are hard to come by, and in the midst of all these busy times, I'm asked by Summer to help in the old age home.
You are hanging out too much with your friends. You are always following everything they tell you. Summer is your friend. Furthermore, you should find the time to serve everyone and anyone who asks for help.
My friends have also asked me to hang out with them at the same time.
You are wasting too much time with friends. Son, don't depend on the external for your inner happiness. Be confident. Do the right things. They have asked you to hang out, and Summer asked you to go to the old age home.
Yeah, time, Papa, time. I don't have the time, but I will try and squeeze some time and try to help Summer.
Good. That's my son. Try and help. You know, this reminds me of the story of the Buddha and the beggar man. Long back ago, there was a homeless man who used to live on begging for food.
Oh, I am so lucky. There are so many kind people in town who give me alms. I am alive only because of them. Oh, Mouse, why are you stealing my food? I am just a poor beggar. Why don't you eat at the rich man's house? They have plenty of food.
I know that. Even if you beg the whole day, you cannot keep more than 8 items with you. Do you know, I am actually doing a favor to you.
Favor? What favor? Who told you this?
I heard it directly from Lord Buddha.
But why would Lord Buddha say something like this?
I don't know. It's better you ask Lord Buddha yourself.
I must know why I am not allowed to keep more than 8 items at a time. I need to find Lord Buddha and ask him.
So, the beggar collected his belongings and began his long journey to find Lord Buddha. He traveled all day in the cold weather in the direction as guided by the people. He was feeling cold and hungry. Suddenly, he saw a light coming from a house. The beggar walked to the house in order to ask for some food and to stay for one night.
Sir, I am very hungry. Can I please get some food and shelter to sleep for one night in your house?
Why, sure, young man. You're more than welcome. Please, come in. Where are you traveling to, young man?
I have a question to ask Lord Buddha. I am on my way to meet him.
Since you are going to meet Lord Buddha, could you also ask a question on our behalf? We have been waiting for this opportunity for a long time.
You see, we have enough land and wealth, but our daughter has not been able to speak since birth. Can you ask Lord Buddha when she will be able to speak? We really would love to hear her sweet voice.
Well, why not? I will surely get an answer for your question. I thank you for your hospitality. I will leave early in the morning tomorrow to meet Lord Buddha.
The next morning, the beggar started his journey to find Lord Buddha in the direction advised by the people of his village. He came across a mountain range.
Oh my, it is so difficult. I will not be able to cross even one hill. What am I going to do now?
Why are you crying, young man? What happened to you?
I am traveling to meet Lord Buddha, who is at present on the other side of the mountain. I have an important question to ask him, but I cannot climb these mountains. It looks like I will not be able to find the answer to my question.
Now, don't cry. I will fly you to the other side of the mountain.
Thank you so much, sir. I could never have made it without your help. You have been so kind.
It was a pleasure to help you. Would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure, why not? I'll do anything to return the favor.
Please ask Lord Buddha what I have to do in order to reach heaven. I've been trying to get there for 1,000 years, but I've not been successful.
The beggar man continues on his journey and arrives on the bank of a river.
I don't know how to swim. How will I reach the other shore? What do I do now?
Just then, a giant turtle appears and offers a ride to the other side. The beggar gladly accepts the ride, and upon reaching on the other side, the giant turtle, learning that the beggar is searching for Lord Buddha, also asks him a favor.
Can you please ask Lord Buddha when I can become a dragon? I have been trying really hard the past 500 years to become a dragon.
At long last, the beggar finds Lord Buddha sitting under a tree.
My dearest Lord Buddha, I have traveled many days and nights to meet you. I have a few questions to ask of you. Could you be kind enough to answer them?
Sure, you can ask. But I will answer only 3 questions.
But I have 4 questions and all are important. How do I choose which 3 questions to ask?
The Buddha said 3, but the beggar had 4 questions.
The giant turtle has been trying to become a dragon for 500 years with no success. The wizard has been trying to reach heaven the last 1,000 years. The young girl, she will not be able to speak for the rest of her life if her question is not answered. Their answers matter a lot to them. I'm just a homeless beggar. I can live on begging. My question is the least in priority as compared to theirs. My dearest Lord Buddha, my first question is, how can the turtle become a dragon?
Armed with the answers, the beggar jumped with joy and met the giant turtle.
Well, what was Lord Buddha's answer?
Simple. He needs to leave the comfort of his own shell. The day he does this, he will become a dragon.
I have many precious pearls in my shell. I don't need them anymore. Here, you can have them all. See, I'm a dragon now. Good luck, beggar man.
The beggar then left the elated giant turtle and met the wizard up on the mountains and answered his question on how he could reach heaven.
He must put down his magic staff. This is keeping him on earth. The moment he puts it down, he will be able to reach heaven.
Really? Here, take my staff and use its power wisely. Thank you for sending me to heaven.
So the beggar now has the precious gems from the giant turtle, which is wealth, and the power from the wizard. He flies on the shaft given by the wizard to the home of the girl who cannot speak.
You have finally come back from meeting Lord Buddha. Did Buddha give you the answer to our question? Yes, he did. Buddha said that your daughter will speak the day she meets her soulmate.
Oh, I remember you. You are the man who came here last week. Hey, look at this, my daughter can speak now. Look, my daughter can speak now. So you are her soulmate. I would like you to stay in this house and take care of my daughter.
Papa, you're not going to believe this. I went with Summer to the old age home, and while I was cleaning the home, another wealthy man came to give a donation there. The caretaker introduced us as social workers, and he then asked me what I was doing. I told him that I was looking for a job. He then offered me a job as he was looking for a suitable person. Papa, I really cannot believe it.
Like the turtle, you were prepared to step out of your own shell of comfort and sacrifice your time for others. Like the wizard, you were prepared to stop depending on the shaft for external power, but focus on your inner confidence. You were confident to say no to your friends and gave time where it was needed. Detachment has power. You were prepared to be like the beggar. You focused on the happiness of others instead of living for yourself. You therefore were rewarded like the beggar. You have now received everything. Son, these are not stories, but reminders on how we should live our lives.
Namo Buddhaya. The Shakyamuni Buddha taught us a self-centered great doctrine. One is the one's own savior. Conduct yourself on the right path of the life. There's an interesting factor in the Buddha's teaching. One may conquer million people in 1,000 battles, but the person who conquers just one person, which is one's own self, is the greatest conqueror. Our true enemies are not out there. True enemies are in ourselves. There are three major enemies in our mind. We have to try our best to defeat these three major defilements, enemies in our mind. The first enemy is greed. The second enemy is hatred. The third enemy is delusion. Therefore, we need to try our best to defeat greed, hatred, and delusion. This is the basis of the Buddha's teaching. May the Triple Gem bless you. Theruvan Saranai.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Swami. Respected elders, brothers, sisters, and dear children, Sai Ram to all of you. We are watching Sri Satya Sai International Organization's Buddha Poornima celebrations on the theme, The Noble Eightfold Path, the Way to Peace. Lord Buddha, after getting enlightenment, gave his first sermon at Deer Park, Sarnath in India. There he spoke about the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. To give this sermon, Lord Buddha has to live a life of a prince and an ascetic to realize that middle path is the only way to get nirvana. There was a novice monk named Sona. He used to live in Lord Buddha's monastery. He was a beautiful lute player. He thought by doing severe penance and living in solitude, he can get enlightenment very fast. So he started this practice. But within few weeks of practice, his mind became unsettled and he wanted to go back to his family. Hearing this, Lord Buddha came to him and asked, Sona, tell me, if you tighten the strings of your lute too tight, or if you keep them too loose, what will happen? Sona said, well, if the strings are too tight, the sound will be shrill, or there are chances the strings may break. And if it is loose, a dull voice will come. Lord Buddha smiled and said, in the same way, to grow in our spiritual journey, we have to keep our bodies strong. At the same time, we have to work on our mind to remove all the attachment. Our beloved Swami has also said that we have to live in the world, but don't let the world live in us. I'm thankful to Deputy CEO of Suzy Foundation, Taiwan, venerable monks from Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka and Hong Kong for their good wishes. Delighted to receive greetings from devotees like Dr. Artong Jumsai na Ayutthaya and many other Buddhist devotees. My special thanks to our chairman, Dr. Narendranath Reddy, for his thought-provoking talk. But this program would not have been possible without the contribution of devotees from Peru, Russia, Australia, and devotees of Zone 1, 4 and 5. May Swami bless all. Saira.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
embodiments of love.
మానవుడు తనలోని మానవత్వాన్ని గుర్తించలేనప్పుడు తన యందున్న దైవత్వాన్ని ఏ రీతిగా గుర్తించగలడు?
When man is not able to recognize his own humanness, how can he recognize the divinity within him?
కనుక ప్రప్రథమంలో మానవుడు తన యందున్న మానవత్వాన్ని గుర్తించాలి.
Hence, first and foremost, man should recognize his human nature.
దీనిని పురస్కరించుకునియే బుద్ధుడు సమ్యక్ దృష్టి అన్నాడు. సమ్యక్ దృష్టి, పవిత్రమైన దృష్టి మానవునికి అత్యవసరం.
Based on this truth, Buddha declared that everyone should cultivate at the outset a pure vision or samyak drishti.
మంచి చూపు ఉండినప్పుడే మానవుని యందలి మనోవాక్ కర్మల యొక్క మాలిన్యమును దూరం చేసుకోగలడు.
It is only when man has a pure vision that he can get rid of impurities in the mind, speech and action.
రెండవది సమ్యక్ సంకల్పం, పవిత్రమైన సంకల్పములు ఉండాలి.
The second quality that is needed is pure thoughts. Samyak sankalpa.
సమ్యక్ దృష్టిని అలవర్చుకున్నటువంటి వ్యక్తికి మాత్రమే ఈ యొక్క సమ్యక్ సంకల్పం, పవిత్రమైన సంకల్పములు ఆవిర్భవించగలవు.
You should have pure thoughts. Only the person who has developed pure vision can have pure thoughts.
మానవునకు సమ్యక్ దృష్టి, సమ్యక్ సంకల్పంతో పాటు సమ్యక్ కర్మ, పవిత్రమైన కర్మలు కూడాను ఆచరించాలి.
For every human being, along with having pure vision and thoughts, performing right actions, samyak karma, is necessary.
ఈ పవిత్రమైన కర్మల ద్వారా మానవుడు తన మానవత్వాన్ని కొంతవరకు గుర్తించుకోగలడు.
Through these right actions, every human being can recognize his humanness.
నాలుగవది సమ్యక్ శృతి, మంచి పవిత్రమైనటువంటి విషయాలను వినాలి.
The fourth quality is listening to good and sacred matters, samyak shruti.
అపవిత్రమైనటువంటి శ్రవణం చేసినప్పుడు మానవునకు అపవిత్రమైనటువంటి సంకల్పములే ఆవిర్భవిస్తాయి.
One should listen to good matters. When one listens to unsacred matters, impure thoughts will arise.
ఐదవది సమ్యక్ జీవనం అన్నాడు.
The fifth quality is leading a pure life, samyak jivanam.
జీవితం అంటే ఏమిటి?
What is the meaning of life?
కేవలము ప్రాకృతమైనటువంటి యొక్క జీవితమును గడుపుకోవటం, ప్రాకృతమైనటువంటి యొక్క సహవాసంతో మనం జీవితాన్ని అపవిత్రముగా గావించుకోవటం, ఇది కాదు జీవితం.
It is not simply carrying on a worldly life with worldly friendships.
అన్నింటి ఎందుకుడను ఆదర్శమైనటువంటి యొక్క కర్మల చేత మానవత్వాన్ని సార్థకం చేసుకోవాలి.
In everything we do, we should perform ideal actions to realize one's true humanness.
తదుపరి సమ్యక్ సౌకర్యం అనగా సాధనం అన్నారు. సమ్యక్ సాధనం, సాధనం అనగా ఒక విధమైనటువంటి మానవుని యందు ఉండేటువంటి యొక్క దుర్భావంను దూరము చేసుకుని సద్భావాలను పోషించుకోవటమే సాధన.
The next teaching of Buddha is pure spiritual practices, samyak sadhana. Spiritual practice, sadhana, means elimination of the evil tendencies and acquiring good qualities.
మనసునందరి మాలిన్యమును దూరం గావించుకోవటమే సాధన.
Cleansing the impurities in the mind is the sadhana.
సాధనగా జపము, ధ్యానము, భజన ఇత్యాది సత్కర్మలు మాత్రమే సాధన కాదు.
Sadhana does not merely mean sacred activities such as chanting God's name or japa, meditation or dhyana and devotional singing or bhajans.
మనసులో చేరిన మాలిన్యమును నిర్మూలం గావించుకోవటమే సాధన.
Removal of impurities from the mind is the true sadhana.
దీని తరువాతనే సమ్యక్ సమాధి అన్నారు, నిర్వాణము.
Only after this comes nirvana, samyak samadhi.
సమాధి అనగా ఏమిటి?
What is samadhi?
సుఖదుఖే సమీకృత్వ లాభోలాభి జయాలి. సుఖదుఖమును సమంగా భావించుకోవటమే సమాధి.
Treating happiness and sorrow as equal is samadhi.
సమాధి, ఇదే సమాధి.
Samadhi means equal mindedness. Sama means equal, Dhi means mindedness.
అనగా చీకటి వెలుగును, నిందాస్తుతులను, లాభ నష్టములను, సుఖ దుఃఖములను రెండింటిని కూడాను సమత్వంగా భావించుకోవాలి.
Samadhi means regarding darkness and light, praise and blame, profit and loss, and happiness and sorrow as equal.
ఏకత్వ భావమును మానవుడు ఎప్పుడు కరుగునో ఇదియే నిర్వాణము అన్నారు.
When one gets this feeling of oneness, this is nirvana.
जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगलमूर्ति मोरया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगलमूर्ति मोरया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगलमूर्ति मोरया, जय गणराया श्री गणराया मंगलमूर्ति मोरया. बुधु हम धुरु बोध जय सुद साई, बुधु हम धुरु बोध जय सुद साई, आदरन आदरन उतुराय साई, आदरन आदरन उतुराय तत् गुणवत् मागे देवेंदुन साई, सद्गुणवत् मागे देवेंदुन साई.
Wayolani, woman milawai, woman ming by Jenny. Wayolani, woman milawai, woman ming by Jenny. Chong manjai, chong manzani, shije tumini. Chong manjai, chong manzani, shije tumini.
Om Sai Buddha no hikari ni, Om Sai Buddha no hikari ni, issai shujou wa terasarete, issai shujou wa terasarete, mumyo wo terasu shinri no oshie ni, mumyo wo terasu
阿弥陀佛，发下了大愿心，度一切众生。
南无极乐世界阿弥陀佛，发下了大愿心，度一切众生。
归愿无二路，方便有多门。
归愿无二路，方便有多门。
修净土念佛要成，
修净土念佛要成。
阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛，
阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛。
不求来生福报，但求往生。
不求来生福报，但求往生。
प्रेममया साई प्रेम प्रदाता ईश्वरामनन्दन जगत् परिपाला पाप विनाशक परम कृपाला
महावीर सत्य साई राम नाम बुद्ध जोराश्रीनं साई अवतारमा बुद्ध जोराश्रीनं साई अवतारमा ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेशनं सत्य साई रूपना ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेशनं सत्य साई रूपना सर्वलोक बुद्ध नाम सत्य साई देवना सर्वलोक बुद्ध नाम सत्य साई देवना
欲知前世因，今生受这事，贪嗔痴三毒我抛弃。
欲知前世因，今生受这事，贪嗔痴三毒我抛弃。
佛在我心底，佛在我心底，佛法生三宝我对应。
佛在我心底，佛在我心底，佛法生三宝我归依。
欲知后世果，今生做这事，贪嗔痴三毒我抛弃。
欲知后世果，今生做这事，贪嗔痴三毒我抛弃。
すべての闇を光で照らし導くためにラーマクリシュナシライエシュブッダ愛の神
佛陀呀，
नमो
हे साईनाथ भगवान, साईनाथ भगवान,
साईनाथ भगवान, साईनाथ भगवान।
बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि, सत्यसाईश शरणं गच्छामि, सत्यसाईश शरणं गच्छामि, साईनाथ भगवान, साईनाथ भगवान।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी सत्य साई हरे, भक्त जना संरक्षक, भक्त जना संरक्षक, बद्री महेश्वरा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते, स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते, आश्रित कल्पलतिका, आश्रित कल्पलतिका, बांधवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, माता पिता गुरुदेव मर्यन्तयो नीवे, स्वामी मर्यन्तयो नीवे, नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ, नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ, नागेन्द्राशयना। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओंकार रूप जय श्री साई महादेवा, सत्य साई महादेवा, मंगल हारति अंदुको, मंगल हारति अंदुको, मंगल गिरिधारी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, नारायण नारायण ओम, सत्य नारायण 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 ओम, नारायण नारायण ओम, सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम, सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम। ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा, नारायण नारायण ओम, सत्य नारायण 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 ओम, नारायण नारायण ओम, सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम, सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम। ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा, नारायण नारायण ओम, सत्य नारायण 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 ओम, नारायण नारायण ओम, सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम, सत्य नारायण नारायण
जय सद्गुरुदेवा। शांति शांति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
जय।